This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to GoOnlineTrainings.com. So yesterday we discussed about what is SSIS and what is a data warehousing and what is SSIS and reporting. We had seen the overview, not in depth of it. And one important question we discussed yesterday was difference between OLTP versus OLAP. Okay. If you're a layman, OLTP means wherever you're storing the fresh data. So those databases are called OLTP databases or OLTP applications. Wherever you're storing historical data, large amount of data, those applications are called OLAP or data warehousing applications. And this is the basic understanding of OLTP and OLAP. Clear? OLTP will have fresh data, read and write data, small size data. OLAP applications will have large amount of data, historical data of the company, and read-only data. Nobody will modify the data because it is historical data. Now, today, let us talk about one more important concept. Okay. Now, SSIS is an ETL tool. ETL stands for extract, transform, and load the data. What is a transformation? Transformation means, as we discussed yesterday, apply some business rules, convert dollars into rupees, rupees into dollars, something like this. Or gender has 10, male, female, true, false, something like this. We have data, so that you would like to standardize, or you wanted to clean something. Okay, whatever you would like to do, you should be able to do with the help of transformation. Okay, transformation is going to be used. Sometimes we simply extract the data and load the data. So in yesterday's diagram, what we're going to be doing, so always we get the data from different source systems. We are going to be loading the data as it is here. So maybe extracting the data, loading the data. We are not going to do any kind of a transformation. So as it is, if you have 1,000 rows will come. If you have 5,000 rows, 5,000 rows will come. If you have 2,000 rows, 2,000 rows will come. So we may not do any kind of a transformation while loading the data from source system to the staging. You get 1,000 rows, you as it is, you dump. ETL, so extract the data, load the data. You may not apply any kind of a transformation. When you load the data, you do some kind of a cleansing, and later, if you wanted to further apply some kind of a transformation from the cleaned data, again you're applying some transformation, and you're going to go to the data warehousing. Clear? You extract the data as it is. You load the data into the staging. We never do any kind of a transformation while retrieving the data from the source. Okay, so staging is a replica of source only. Remember this point. Okay, staging is a replica of source only, because source is having 10,000 data. The same data we're going to be getting it here. 10,000 rows as it is, you copy, extract the data, load the data. You need not do any kind of a transformation now. That is 90% of the cases. Yeah, 10% you may do some kind of a transformation as well, but that is not the proper understanding of staging. Staging is replica of source only. You get the entire data as it is, and then you start cleaning in the staging. You don't clean while retrieving the data from the source systems. Okay, so that's what is my point. No, so there are two definitions: apply some business rules or convert data from one format to another in the data. So whatever you think of, you can tell them. Now, what are the other tools in the market? So Microsoft is giving you SSIS. We have Informatica, Ab Initio, Data Stage from IBM, Talent, Pentaho, ODA. Lot of other tools are available in the market. All these are ETL tools only, but these are independent tools. If you learn Informatica, you're good in Informatica, you're good in ETL. But if you learn MSBI, you know SSRS reporting, you know data warehousing, you know SQL, you know ETL, you know cubing and processing. So MSBI is a collection of 4 tools. Remember that you are learning 4 tools at a time. And if some work is not there, for example, you're a ETL developer. If ETL work is not there, you have to come out of the company. But in MSBI, if you don't have ETL work, you can go with the reporting work. or you can do with the SQL work, or you can do data warehousing work or cube work. So at a time you are learning four courses when you learn MSBA, but people, many companies are also not using only Informatica, only ab initio data stage, because if I need ETL, one developer to be recruited. If I need reporting, one more developer to be recruited. And if they need data warehousing, one more developer needs to be recruited. For cubing, one more developer. The company has to recruit more and more people. That is a burden. So one guy is to doing multiple things is easy, and four people are doing different scales. The reporting work is over, then reporting will guy is going to resign from the company, and definitely that will give you a lot of challenges for the companies, even for you, lot of issues while searching the job. Clear? So many people are learning MSBA. MSBA is not a single tool. Okay, MSBA is completely collection of tools. That's what you need to understand. So always whenever you go for MSBA, you're going to be learning not only one tool, multiple tools. That's what you need to understand. Clear? ETL reporting, data warehouse and the cube, SSIS and cube. All of them we are going to be learning from very basics, very basics to very advanced level. Even data warehouse also, you read thousands of YouTube videos, you compare this, knowledge with other knowledge. Definitely, you will get more and more subject in our classes. Clear? Now, when is that SQL Server is started? We know SQL Server is started in 1989, purely RDBMS. Now, after 2005, MSBA also got added. So they have added a small tool called DTS, Data Transformation Services, in SQL Server 2000. And in 2005, MSBA removed DTS. It is a single tool, but MSBA collection of three tools: SSIS, SSRS, SSAS. So then onwards, the current tool is 2019. So in this, they have integration with the big data also. That means I told you Hadoop is storing data and processing data. MSBA can go there and get the data. You can process. So that is what is big data integration. Today, with the help of MSBA, we can talk to big data. We can also develop data science applications because data science needs data. If you supply historical data to the R or Python, they can do a future predictions. Clear? So R and Python also can be injected, can be used as as long as you're having data in your data warehousing or OLTP applications. Now all these things are recently added, and now SQL Server coming in two flavors. One is called, it is on-premise database. That means you have to buy hardware, you have to install it, you have to maintain the server. That is on-premise SQL Server. Now instead of doing like that, I wanted to use cloud-based SQL. So that is SQL Azure, right? So SQL Azure means cloud-based. So what is the Azure? Azure is going to be giving you, so you need not buy hardware, you need not buy software, only you just go to www.azure portal.azure.com. So you can create databases and everything in the Azure portal. So Microsoft is giving you a separate server through online. So when somebody is giving something is online, what is advantage? It is shared across the networks. So if your server is there, this may be available in the intranet. But I would like to access somewhere. I have to reconfigure. I have to take care of the servers, and some DBA have to be recruited. If something goes wrong, I have to do a lot of circus here. But if I get something online, there is a server that can be given, dedicated server will be given to the given to you by Microsoft or by AWS, Amazon Web Services, lot of Google Cloud. So lot of people are giving you these servers. These are called cloud servers, or people will say cloud platform. Instead of you storing data in your servers, you never maintain any server. You're going to store your data in the online RDBMS servers. Online RDBMS servers are called as cloud servers or cloud platform, or we can say AWS, Amazon Web Services, or we can say SQL Azure. All these are servers online. You need not have any software installed in your laptop. You need not have any hardware bought in your company. You can have terabytes of data can be stored in only one place, that is www.portal.azure.com. Clear? So all the data will be installed, all the will be available in the Azure. Azure is a cloud-based SQL server, or it could be SQL Server, Oracle. Microsoft can also give you Oracle. Okay, if you go to Microsoft Azure, then they say what kind of a server you would like to have it, SQL Server or Oracle or Teradata. I say I need SQL Server, so they'll give you connection string and everything. You have to pay for the data which you're storing and the processing which you're doing onto their service. Because today I am recording the class and I'm giving it to you. How? Online, the shared drives, OneDrive or in Dropbox, which are available. I am putting my data there so I can share with you. So that is the advantage. Tomorrow, if I lose my laptop, I need not worry. All the videos are in the public network, a cloud-based platform, because you can easily access. Even though I lost my laptop in the accident or I lost my laptop in my floods, so all the content I am uploading daily, you don't lose anything because you're getting the data from the cloud. Even though the laptop is gone, so I don't lose anything. All important data I kept in my cloud. Clear? So cloud will be always good. So that is what is called Azure. Azure means cloud. Cloud means web. Web means internet-based software. Remember that. So internet-based software is called cloud-based software. So everything online. So online-based, storing, things are called cloud-based, nothing else. It is layman way of understanding. So a lot of people are going to, slowly from on-premise to cloud-based. So we are also going from here to SQL Azure. So this is my SQL server. I have installed. I'm going to be storing. Tomorrow, if I lose my laptop, there is a fire accident happened. I lose the laptop because it is completely burnt. Now, do you think that I'll get the data from these databases? If I have the database backups and that is also available in the same home, my laptop is gone, backup is also gone. So I have to store the backups in elsewhere. Clear? Probably not in my same place. I have to take one more place in one more city where I have to store these backups and everything. It is very, very difficult for me to store complete data in some more places, right? So if I store all the databases online, so I take a backup of this, I store online. Tomorrow, if I lose my laptop, all the databases data is available to me. So nobody is going to be maintaining local SQL servers, local Oracle, everything is today Azure or AWS or Google Cloud. Because online means even though something goes wrong, you lose the laptop, but all the data is available in the internet, in the cloud. So nothing will happen. Tomorrow you buy a laptop, your data is ready. But today I have data here. My laptop is gone. My data is also gone if there is a fire accident. So that is very, very problematic for the people on premise to on cloud. They're using it. Clear? So that's what you need to understand. So now you can export everything. If you have a SQL server, you can say right click on this, you can see something. Okay. So a lot of things Microsoft is giving. Azure Data Studio and tasks. Okay. A lot of things it is giving. Deploy database to Microsoft Azure SQL database. Now this is not, no more it is available in this, it is going to go to Azure. That means tomorrow, even though I lose this, I delete this, nothing will happen. A copy will be available in Azure portal. You should pay the size of the database. If you're storing 1 terabyte of data per 1 month, this is the charge you need to pay. Monthly basis, yearly basis, they'll have something like this. And how many people are using that, the database, and what are the processing that is running. So CPU, how much CPU you have used, what is the hard disk you have used, what is the RAM you have used. Based on that, the monthly charges or yearly charges are taken by Microsoft, okay, for Azure SQL or SQL Azure. SQL Azure is completely cloud-based platform. Remember that point. So you should not get confused with that. So these are the things, the latest technologies are available. Now, Prior to SSIS, SQL Server 2000 has DTS, Data Transformation Services. It was the ETL tool that time, not now. It was 20 years back. So when I was, starting my career in 1998 in Bangalore, so we were, dealing with purely SQL Server 7.0. We were using initially. Okay, that time RDBMS. Then we got next version RDBMS and DTS. I was giving small trainings in the DTS as well. So data transformation services. It was only ETL tool that time from Microsoft, purely ETL, not MSBI. Not, there's no reporting there. Reporting is separately released in 2002. So I remember we had a special invitation call by Microsoft. There is a big office in Microsoft Bangalore. We got a call saying that Microsoft is going to be releasing SSRS as a separate module along with SQL Server. We were invited for that seminar in Hotel Leela Palace in Bangalore that time. 2002. See, SSRS got released as a separate component. Now, after 2002, then in 2005, they removed DTS. Instead of DTS, they placed SSIS and SSRS, and they were added SSAS, and now it was said that it is MSBA. So that was the new name given to the this collection of three tools. DTS is completely removed, and instead of that, SSIS introduced, SSAS and SSRS released in 2002. That is now officially launched in 2005 with MSBA. Okay, so that's what the history about this. Now, people may ask you, what was the first tool Microsoft had? So you can tell them that this was the tool built using COM components. Okay, DTS package extension is a .dts. So before .NET comes, people were using COM languages. Okay, core object model. COM is not a language. COM is a model. You can say a set of rules. So you can just simply think as a traffic rule. So traffic rules are there. Why traffic rules are created? So whenever you ride any bike or car, if you follow those rules, you can easily reach home safely, right? So that is what is the meant for the traffic rules. But if you don't follow traffic rules, it will be chaos, right? So if you're developing a C++ applications that time, if you don't follow proper rules, you may not be able to create an enterprise application. So one organization created rule number one, rule number two, rule number three. Any developer who is using a C++ that time, VC++, they have to follow certain rules. Then only they can create enterprise applications. Those rules are called COM rules, COM components. Clear? So COM languages means C and C++, C, C++, Visual C++, something like that. So this DTS, created with the help of those softwares. Clear? Now in SSIS, what Microsoft has done, it is replace the DTS. DTS is completely removed. SSIS is a completely replacement for SSI. DTS, it is not enhancement. Remember this clearly. And SSIS is created with the help of a .NET language. You should not learn .NET. It is a .NET tool. Even Microsoft Word is a .NET tool. MS Paint is a .NET tool. Excel sheet is a .NET tool. Even SQL Server is built using .NET. Clear? So you need not learn data. This is a .NET tool. SSIS package extension is .dtsx. Clear? So why people are using DTS? Because the history. They wanted to maintain the same history. So now the SSIS package. So MS Word extension is .doc. Now the latest one is .docx. Now old extension was for SSIS packages. It was .dts. Now it was DTSX. Means it is SSIS package. Now what are the differences? People may ask you, even though you don't answer, doesn't matter. But at least good to know the differences between these two. Please read once. I will explain this. Com based
Uh,
tool DTS. Yeah, tell me. Do you have any question? Please ask. DTS is COM based and SSIS is .NET based. Memory leakage issue was the big issue that time in DTS. In C, C++, those era, because I was writing C programming into 1999 2000. I know when you create any memory dynamically using C or C++, you have to free the memory dynamically. You don't understand because you don't learn C and C++ and you don't know the issues of those. Okay, so that was called memory leakage issue. Clear? So I will give you a simple example. So memory leakage issue is a big issue that time, because when you develop something, if you don't freeze, if you don't free the memory, it will occupy the memory and RAM will be full. No memory leakage because there is a housekeeping service got added. No robust error handling has robust error handling in case of any errors during the package execution or program execution. No parallel execution is allowed. Parallel execution is allowed. So that time we were using only one processor. Now we were using multi-processors. In my laptop, I'm having, I think, i5 or i7. When I open this, there are four processors are running, not only a single processor. Do you think that my laptop is a single processor application? No, it is a multi-processor application. So at a time, four activities can go parallelly. So that is what is called parallel execution is allowed. So 20 years back, only one processor. You cannot guarantee the parallel execution at all. Only single processor at that time. It was multi-threading there. People were talking about, if you learn Java, people were talking about multi-threaded applications. One processor can do two to three activities. For example, I'm the single man, two hands or two legs. So maximum I can do two to three activities. So single processor, single human being, but he can do at a time three to four activities, multi-threaded. But if you take multi-processor and multi-threaded, so you have multiple people, 10 people, and each one is having a legs and two hands. So multi-processor and multi-threaded applications are faster than the single processor and multi-threaded applications. Okay, so that time we were creating only multi-threaded applications, single processor, multi-thread. Java is a multi-thread application. But here we have a multi-processor and multi-threaded applications because these are even more faster. No high-level language support, only scripting language is supported. That was VB script if you wanted to customize some task in DTS. Now .NET is introduced. That is C#, .NET, VB, .NET code also you can write in your SSIS, but 99% of the time you need not write. You don't know, even I don't know .NET. But if you wanted to write, .NET for the complex processing, you can use C#, .NET, VB, .NET code can be written. So normally the companies will hire C# developer or .NET developer to write the complex activities that you need to inject or embed in your, SSIS packages. But 99.999% you don't, get this kind of things at all in your company. Clear? So SSIS is supporting C#, .NET, VB, .NET. So these are the few differences. I'll tell you what is this memory leakage issue. So you have a room of 30 people. Everybody is bringing the lunch boxes. They're eating it. So after eating the lunch, you are throwing the boxes in the room and go away. You are not cleaning it. What happens? If one batch uses the room is completely dirty. You are not cleaning first thing. Second thing is that no housekeeping service is available, no maid is available. So nobody is cleaning the room, so it will be dirty. So that is what is called memory leakage. If one application is opened means it will occupy some RAM. When you close the application is closed, but memory is available in your RAM. So you are gone, your lunch box is available in the room. So something like that. Okay, you're gone, you have eaten the food, lunch break, but that completely the wastage and the boxes and the plates you left as it is and you left the room. So what happens now? You're gone, application is closed, but room is dirty. So if you couple of applications are opened and closed, those are closed, but the RAM is full. This is what is called memory leakage issue. Why? Application is not taking the RAM, you are not taking your boxes, and no maid is there, no servant is there to clean the house. There are two issues in DTS, that is in C++. But now .NET is introduced a housekeeping library. Even though you keep the food in the room, housekeeping boy is there, he's going to come and clean the room. So because of that, the memory full issue is not going to come. Clear? So every time if the application is closed, immediately .NET is going to be going to the RAM, cleaning all the unnecessary memory which was there. It will get removed or it's get free. Clear? So that is what is the thing you can have it in .NET. That is what is called housekeeping services got added in the latest technologies in .NET. But before .NET, we had COM. In the COM, that means C and C++. COM is a set of rules, nothing else. So COM technologies means C, C++, V, C++. Those languages, we did not have a housekeeping activity. Because of that, what will happen? Memory leakage. Memory leakage means even though you close the application, the RAM space is going to be there and nobody was cleaning. So that has to be cleaned automatically by somebody else. So that was the thing, the big issue that time, and currently it is solved. And a lot of other things we discussed. And 20 years back, we had VB language, we have a Java language. If somebody asks, I need a complex activity to be done in DTS, then we'll say you use VB script, not VB language also. Okay. So what is a VB? What is a VB script? If you ask me, you can think like this. So VB is a visual basic, and before that we have Java also, right? So there is a two language. One is called Java, and there is a language called VB, Visual Basic from Microsoft, and Java from Java company. I will take only 10% of the Java features. I will create one more language called JavaScript. Remember this. So JavaScript is a subset of Java. Like that, VB is having a lot of features. I don't need all the VB features. I need a few. So this is what is called VB script. So remember, VB script is created with the help of VB. JavaScript is created with the help of Java. If somebody is using, I'm using a scripting language. That means it is a small language. It is not even full-fledged language. Not even more than 30%. It is a 10% or 8 to 10% of the features which are available from VB. It is what is called VB script. JavaScript is going to be 10% of Java. Clear? I don't need complete language to be developed. If I use complete Java, it is heavy for me. I'm going to be taking only few things. I would like to do some kind of a work with the JavaScript or the VB script. So Microsoft was using a VB script, not even VB language that time, to do complex activity. Do you think that you can achieve very complex activity in VB script? VB scripting itself is a very small language, a tiny language. You cannot achieve very complex things. Simple expressions you should be able to write that time, so that you cannot handle in the DTS. Now, C Sharp and VB.NET are completely high level languages. You can write any kind of a automation, any kind of a complex tasks you can achieve. If something is not handled by SSIS, then you're going to be replacing that. For example, I go to the hospital, my heart is not working. Then you're going to be replacing your heart with some machine, right? So you can work. So like that, if SSIS is not able to do, then .NET comes there. Then .NET is going to be entering, it's going to be doing. But 99.999% we never use .NET. But if you need something, there is a .NET support available for SSIS. Okay, so you need not learn .NET at all. If some companies are asking, do you know .NET? You tell them that in the previous company, I did not use any .NET. I never learned any .NET anywhere. Clear? So that is a clear-cut answer. But definitely, you will be able to write small pieces of .NET. I will show you. I will explain. Even though I don't know .NET, I can teach you some basic .NET. We will use few .NET scriptings as well, so don't worry about it. Now, how do I create SSIS project? So that is what I'm going to be doing. So SSIS is the ETL tool. We discussed about DTS and everything. So how do I open SSIS? Okay, so let me say, to open SSIS, what you have to do, go to start, say dev env. So I go to start. I say dev env, development environment. I will be able to get Visual Studio 2017 bracket SSDT. Okay. So it is going to give me Visual Studio 2017, and in the bracket which is telling me SSDT, I have installed, what software? SQL Server 2019 software I have installed in my laptop. Now I strongly recommend you can install 2017, but instead of this, you better go in for 2017, which is the better software for you, because the 2019 is recently launched. Okay, it is giving a lot of issues to us. So better install this one. Okay, 2017 software in your, but if you install 2019, let it be there. Don't, remove it and don't do anything. If you're having 2017, you will get like this SQL Server data tools in the bracket SSDT. Now this name is replaced with this. That's it, nothing else. Okay. So when you start a dev environment, you should be able to see SQL Server data tools. This tool, this SSDT for complete MSBI. So if you want SSIS or SSAS or SSRS, so for each and everything, you have to launch SSDT. So in this, it is renamed as Visual Studio 2017. So in the previous version, it was SQL Server data tools only. You go, try to say dev env. Okay, you will get the same logo, but look for SQL Server data tools in 2017, and you will get both Visual Studio plus SQL Server data tools. Both will appear here in the previous versions. Okay, but here we are going to get only one thing. So by seeing the logo, you don't blindly touch, you read, is it SQL Server data tools? Then click on that. In the previous, so current version, they don't have only two, they don't have two, they have only one. So there's no confusion. So this is what is called as a SSDT. Clear? So this is used to create your projects. Remember this. So to open SSIS, whatever you want to select, this is how you should go. Now this has got opened. Now after that, I have to create a project. Go to File, New Project. Okay. The next one, after opening it, what I'm doing, I'll get one window, File, New Project. That's what I'm doing it. So I go here. See now, let me show you. File, New Project. Anybody can do this. Now you will be able to see a lot of things: Visual Basic, Visual C Sharp, SQL Server, Analysis Services, reporting, business intelligence. A lot of things you should be able to have. Analysis, reporting, business intelligence. When you go and expand this, you should be able to see integration services. Clear? So now you have a project and integration services for Azure. Azure means which is going to talk to cloud-based SQL Server. Okay. Integration services import. So if you have created previously some projects that we can import. So I don't want to use this. I don't want to use this. I would like to use this. Clear, guys? Now remember this point. Okay, choose this and make sure you have this. You choose this and give the name. I'll say SSIS demos. This is the project name for batch starting in, let us say, June 5th. Okay, June 5th, 2020. This is the batch, the project name I'm going to be creating. Make sure you choose this. If it is not available, then I'll give you something that you need to do it. Okay. So click on this, choose this, give the name where you wanted to store this project. Okay. If you have only C drive, create some path. So let me go to C drive first. And you better create some, go to C drive. So create, you can say some SSIS, something like this you create. SSIS practice. You create one folder like this, and you take this path, SSIS practice. This is the path that we can give it there. Okay, so go to browse. You should be able to go to C drive. You can say SSIS practice. This is one. You can just choose and click on select folder. So your project being created in SSIS practice. Tomorrow, if you wanted to get, you need not check anywhere. Many people will tell me, sir, I don't know where the project is created. So by default, it will go somewhere. Okay, better you create a folder in your C drive or D drive and keep it there. Tomorrow, if somebody asks, tell me, show me the complete project. Where did you create? So they don't have any clue. But create a folder. Try to place it. So what I'm doing, I would like to create my own folder in D drive. So you may not have D drive, you have C drive, create SSIS practice, something like this. You can use this. So I'm storing in this path. Okay, so I am having this path, D data demos. I'm going to be using all my projects inside this only. So choose this. You can have anything, but don't leave the default directory. Tomorrow you will not be able to find out. Recently, I went to one company. The developer does not know where the project path is. He has created somewhere and is working on it, created a lot of things, and it does not know the proper path. So that is also very, very dangerous, right? So you're not a junior level. You're going to be applying 3 to 5 years of experience. If you say I don't know the path, means people will laugh at you. So make sure that this and give the proper naming conventions, and wherever you would like to store, click on OK. So this is how a project you can create. That's it. So you have created a project. The project name you had given as what? SSIS underscore demos underscore I have given June 25th, 2020 batch. Some name you can give. So this I have stored. This is the name of the project. And the path I had given in this. So where is the path? So that you people should create a path here. So C drive, you better give this path. So that is the better and clear. So but I had given the D drive. Clear guys, this is not a rocket science. Anybody can understand. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. So this is for you, but I have given this. So inside this, you should see a today's folder. Let me go to D drive. And today's this is the folder got created, project got created. I'm here. Now double click on this, you will get one solution file, and when you open, lot of things are there already. Clear? So this is what is your project. Clear? So that is what I have created. So now let me close this. If I close, how do I open existing one? Because once you create, you need not again you need not create new projects always. Again, go to dev environment. Let me open this. So tomorrow I would like to work on this. I should not create a new project tomorrow. So under recent, you will be able to find out yours. Under recent, you should be able to find out yours. You simply click on this. That's it. So that is the easiest way we can open existing project. So this is the project which you have created yesterday that you would like to use it today. Now, whatever be the reason, I don't get that recent. So what should I do? You go here and say dev environment. You click on this. You don't get a recent window, whatever be the reason. You don't get anything here. It is a blank. Now you go to file, go to say open. Instead of new, you say open project or solution. Click on this. Now we should know where the project of yours, right? Otherwise you cannot know. So then it will ask you where is the project you have created. You know that you have created your project inside SSIS. Now you go and you should be able to get a solution file. Let me go to my path, data, demos. I will be able to go to this project and you can find out a solution file. You choose this file, click on open. You should be able to open your project. You need to open solution file. Clear? But so this is how you should know. So if you know where the project is available, go to there and open the solution file. You should be able to get this done. So you can getting started page, Close it. I don't need. Now, this is what is my window. I have SSIS toolbox this side. I have a solution explorer this side. And in between, I have something. So this is how a SSIS looks like. Am I clear? So let me show you what are the things I have it here. So this is the toolbox. And this is SSIS, open space to do some activity. This is what is called solution explorer. There are three things. First, two, and this is three. So when you open SSIS, you should be able to find out SSIS toolbox and SSIS designer. This is a workspace or designer. This is what is called designer, and this is a solution explorer. These are the three things that you should be able to find out. Am I clear, guys? Now, okay, so let me repeat the points. The first point is what? This is the one, toolbox. The second point is what? This is the one, complete control flow, data flow, completely second. The third one is called solution explorer. Have you seen this? Now, these are the three things we discussed. SSIS toolbox, complete designer of SSIS. You can see design, solution explorer. So these are the things that you should know. Am I clear? Now, if you close a toolbox, you can click on this button. You will get it. If you close this toolbox, you can click on this. Okay, it is going to be giving you SSIS toolbox. There is one more toolbox getting open. This I don't need. I should have SSIS toolbox. If you close by mistake, click on this. If you close Solution Explorer and if you close SSIS toolbox, now how to get SSIS toolbox? Click on this corner. You will get it. But Solution Explorer, go to View menu. Solution Explorer. You can get it very, very easy. If you close this, now you know from where to get it. Go to View menu, go to Solution Explorer. This is where you can switch off. It will be in this corner. You can switch on. Okay, this is auto hide. Okay, so that you can make it on and off. And I need this. Click on this. You can auto hide. Okay, and you can make it on and put like this. So these are the things. If you know that it is, this is the one, let me have it. This is the one, let me have it. Now we can click on this. So nothing to worry. So this is how SSIS is going to be happening. Now how we are going to be writing a program and what all we're going to be doing, let me explain. We have a control flow, we have a data flow, a lot of things are available here in the designer. So people may ask you this question: core elements of SSIS: control flow, data flow, parameters, event handlers, package explorer, connection manager. These are the SSIS. This side we have a toolbox, that side we have solution explorer. But if you see, these are the things you should understand. One is called control flow, data flow, parameters, event handlers, package explorer, connection manager. This is what is called connection manager. This is one more thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So total 6 items are available that you should be able to know clearly. Am I clear, guys? So what are the elements? So control flow, data flow, parameters, event handlers, package explorer, and the connection manager. Total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items are available. So these are the things you should know. This is what is called a designer. This is what is called a designer. So this is SSIS toolbox, and this is what is called solution explorer. You can see a package, that is what is called a DTSX. This is where you should be able to write, and this is the project name. Okay, inside a project you will have lot of packages. Many packages can be created. What is the package? And all of them we are going to be discussing now. Let me go. Now I have created a project in SSIS. If you know C program, C language, C is a language, right? Anybody know C language? Even though you don't know C language, don't worry about it. So I know C language. Let me tell you how a C program can be written. So we have to say hash include, open the bracket, stdio dot h. This is how a C program you're going to be writing if you learn C language. You say main, open the bracket, close the bracket, open the bracket, close the bracket, and you need to put semicolon at the end, right? You have to say print something. Printf is the function, and after that, you're going to be doing a lot of functions. Scanf to do some activity here, and you're going to be writing a lot of loops as well. Loops, lot of things you're going to be doing. Again, printf, lot of things you're going to be doing. Printing means displaying something. There's a lot of functions this guy has. Again, you may be having one more loop, for loop, this one. So what is a loop? What is a printf? What is a scanf? You don't know. So what is a printf? Layman terms, printing is a task. That's it. So what is a print? It is task, printing. I'm going to print something. Scanning, what is this? It is also one more task. What is the looping? Looping is also one more task. So with the help of C language, you're going to be performing various activities. Remember this point. That's it, nothing else. A language is going to be doing a lot of activities. That's it. So looping is one activity, and doing is one more activity. Like that, lot of activities the C program is going to be doing. But whenever I execute this program in a C language, where the execution is going to be starting, who's going to be controlling, lot of things you need to know. Okay, let me come to a simplest example. I come to your home, lot of activities are going on. Cooking is going on, washing is going on, managing the children are going on, income is getting generated, lot of activities are going on. Now tell me, who's going to control the family? Either mother or a father or both of them, or a grandmother, grandfather. Somebody will be there who's controlling the family. That guy is called a controller. Let us talk about a mother. Mother is controlling the family, right? So mother is taking care of lot of activities. So who's the controller? Controller is the mother. So main is a mother. So who's the main here? So main program is a mother. Think like this. So mother is nothing but a controller or control flow. So remember this point. So when I execute the C program, the complete execution is going to be happening under control of a main. Who's main? Main is the mother. You have a mother. Mother is taking lot of activities: cooking, washing, dropping the children, educating the children, and shopping. Lot of activities your mother is doing. Mother is the controller. Mother is the main. Clear? So mother may do activities parallelly or one by one also. Mother can cook at the same time. She is also doing educating the children, giving homework to the children. So parallel activities mother is taking care, right? Mother also can schedule one by one. I would like to cook first. I would like to teach my children. I wanted to go for shopping. One by one activity. That is also mother can do. So who's mother? Mother is nothing but a main. Clear? Let us come to here. So who's the mother? Mother is a control flow. So when you execute, when you start the program, in which area the program is going to be executed? Now the program is called control flow. So this is the way. So what is a control flow? Control flow is the controller. So this is the mother. This is the main. Remember this. This is the mother of the program, main of the program. So in this area, whatever you have it. So this is the area control flow. So this is the complete area, connected to this. So whatever you have it here. So this is a task one, task two, task three, task four. All of them will get executed by the control flow. Control flow will have a lot of activities, a lot of tasks. I told you task 1, task 2, task 3, task 4. Lot of activities will be done by the control flow. What does control flow contain? Control flow contain lot of tasks. What does the mother is going to be doing there? Mother is going to be doing a lot of activities at home, right? But mother is also controlling. That is also second activity. So like that, if you write a C program, you need to understand all these points very, very cleanly. It is not a rocket science, right? So this is the main. When you execute the program, execution always starts in the main. Main is the mother. So mother is main is going to do a lot of activities. One activity is called printf, scanf, and you replace main with the mother. Mother is going to be performing a lot of activities: washing, shopping, educating children, taking care of children, dropping the children to the school, picking up the lot of things mother is doing. It could be sequential one by one, or it could be parallel also. But in C language, everything is sequential, one by one. You do this activity, then you do this activity, then you do this activity, then you do this activity. Okay. But here we have control flow. Control flow will do various activities, lot of activities. Now, when you go to control flow, you see what are the activities it is showing. Bulk insert activity. You can do this. Cooking, you can think it is cooking activity mother is doing. It is what is called washing clothes, and it is what is called educating the children. You think like this. It is what is called dropping the children, picking the children from the school, and going for shopping, and taking care of a complete family. Lot of things the mother is doing. So lot of activities are taken care by the control flow. Whose control flow? Control flow is the controller of the complete SSIS package. It's just like a mother or the father, something like this. You can understand. But when I execute it, is it one by one or parallel activities? All these are. So SSIS is going to be executing a parallel. One point just now we discussed. So maximum times it's going to be using parallel execution. Clear? So all these active, all of them are executed parallelly. But remember, if you give unlimited activities, will it execute parallelly? Mother, even though you have a super mother, I have a super mother, but mother also has a limitation. She can handle 2 to 3 activities parallelly, but not thousands of activities parallelly. If somebody is saying my software can done parallelly, you need to ask, is it unlimited activities parallelly? Then they say no, 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 no. At least some activities are parallel. Okay. So parallelly doesn't mean that if you give any kind of a work, it is parallel. That is completely stupidity. That is stupid way of understanding the things. It is some of the activities, at least 5 to 6 activities. If we have this, when you click on this, it is going to be executing at least some activities parallelly. At least if you have limited activities, all of them can execute parallelly. The execution is not a sequential here, but parallel. But if you ask one more question, if you have thousands of activities, all of them are parallel, may not be. Clear? So that is not guaranteed. So it may take batch wise. It may execute first 50 activities and then next 50 activities, because it has to have processing, capabilities and processing space, processing time, blah, 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 blah. Clear? But if you don't give anything, click on start button, all of them are parallel. But in the C language, all of them are sequential, one by one. This is the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one. In SSIS, you have a tasks. Do you have a different task, FTP task? Okay. This is called a, let us say, a execute SQL task. So one task is cooking, school dropping, executing, something like this. So one of the task is also called as a data flow task. Lot of tasks we have. So this is again, you have a printing. Printing means it is, let us say this is the same task, is getting repetitive.
Sir, one
Okay.
question.
Yeah, please, please.
If they are parallel, the output of one may be the input of something else, right? Is it not the case for this?
No, this is not the case like this. Then that we'll discuss later. Okay. So after a few minutes, I'll discuss that point as well. Clear? Okay. Now, as of now, I'm thinking about parallel activities. She's asking, I would like to get some things to be done here. Then I would like to start. If that is the case, so you need to put like this, because output of this should be going as input of this, but these two are parallel. Something like this you can plan. Am I clear? If that is the case, there is an arrow mark. You know that this is has to run first and this has to run later, and after this can start, and after this can start. So like that we can create a flow. Are you clear? If that is the case, if you don't give anything,
Yes, sir, got
if
it.
you don't
Thank you.
If you don't get anything, what is the meaning of this? Everything is parallel. If you wanted to have a sequential task, then this is how you have to use your arrow marks. Otherwise, so if you leave like this, everything is parallel. So you can have same task is here, and again, you will be able to have same task. Okay. You tell me one thing. What does the control flow contains? Control flow contains various activities. These are parallel by default. Parallel activities by default. Then if you wanted to sequence it, they have an option to sequence it. And what is a data flow? Data flow is a task. Remember this. You could see a data flow here. This is a data flow. Data flow is a task, but which is given a more importance. Even though I have a execute SQL task, I have a data flow task here. The same data flow task is given a separate tab here. Why? Because it is very, very important. Clear? So, which is very, very important that always you carry. For example, doctor, what is very, very important tool? Scanner. And a lot of things are very, very important. Thermometer. But what is very, very important for the doctor? Stethoscope. So always doctor will carry stethoscope, not the thermometer and scanner and everything, right? So like that, what is very important? You have a lot many things here, but why Microsoft is giving only one tool here? Even though data flow is a task here, you need not give a space for this. But why are we taking this? Because it is very, very important. Now, whenever you go out, you have many things to carry. But what is that we are going to be carrying? Water bottle. So that is even more important. So we carry a water bottle. So if I'm a student, I carry a pen and paper. If you're a doctor, you carry a stethoscope. That is very, very important. Even though I'm doing a lot of activities here, Microsoft is giving one activity. They have given a special treatment, that is data flow. Data flow is not a separate, control flow like this. Data flow is a task. Okay. So what does data flow is going to be doing? When you double click on this, when you drag and drop data flow task, and when you double click on this, you are going to go to this window only. Clear? So people may ask you, what is a control flow? Control flow is a controller. It is going to be executing all of them parallelly. If you wanted to sequence some of them, you should be able to sequence like this. Okay. This is one group and this is one group. And now what happens? These two activities will start parallelly. Once this is over, this will start. When this is over, this will start. When this is over, you can also start like this. So whatever you would like to create, you can create your own flow. If you don't have any flow, everything is parallel. So what is a data flow? Data flow is a task. Control flow can have one or more data flows. You can have one or more data flows. Okay. When you double click on this, you're going to go to this data flow. This is data flow 1. And when you double click on this, you can go to data flow number this one, task 1. Clear? So remember, you can have any task any number of times. Data flow task is here, data flow task is here. So control flow is a controller of SSIS. It is a mother of SSIS. It is going to be executing multiple them, but all of them are parallel. So what is a data flow? Data flow is a task. Okay. But what data flow is going to be doing? It is going to be performing ETL operations. This is the guy who's going to be doing ETL operations. So it is going to go to the source and apply some transformations and move the data to the destination. Okay. Not everybody is doing all the activities. Only one guy is doing the ETLs. What are that guy? What is that guy called? Data flow task. It is having the sources, transformations, and destination, which is only performing ETL operations inside your control flow. Clear? So even though you have a data flow, this task need to be executed by this. You have a washing machine, your mother has to switch on that. Otherwise, data will not come, the washing will not happen. Who is controlling the washing machine? Your mother, right? You have a grinder. The grinder cannot on its own, right? Grinder has to be switched on by somebody else. So monitoring and controlling is done by the control flow only. Control flow can have one activity, thousands of activities. Control flow has to execute the washing machine or the grinder. It is going to be washing the clothes. So ETL is going to be performed by this guy, but this guy has to be switched on by this guy. Clear? So if you understand clearly, you can understand what is the difference between control flow and data flow. Let me tell you the differences. Control flow controls the execution of a package. So just like a mother at home, right? So SSIS as a control flow, it is a mother in SSIS. Data flow is part of the control flow. Yes, because data flow is a task, contains one or more tasks. Control flow has one or more tasks, contains Z or more data flows. Data flow is not compulsory. Okay, even though I don't have a data flow here, still it is going to work. If I don't have this and this and this, I can do only FTP task and execute SQL task. Nothing is compulsory here. But what is compulsory? Mother is compulsory, control flow is compulsory, but not these activities. Data flow you may have, you may not have, doesn't matter. Okay, so if you don't have, you're going to be doing, for example, you're not cooking, you're going to go to hotel and get the food. Okay, if you're not educating, and you may be having the tutor or the teacher you're hiring from your school, and he's going to be teaching. So it is not that you should do something, somebody else also can do that. But who's important? Mother is important. These are not important. You may have one task or zero tasks also, but minimum one task has to be there. Clear? So that is what is the important point.
So
Now,
one more question.
yeah, please.
If we have multiple data sources like one Oracle, one Excel, something else, if we
Hmm.
use multiple data flows, will they be
Hmm.
retrieving the data parallelly?
Yeah. They will retrieve the data parallelly until and unless you don't create any sequences.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. It is, I told you, right? By default, SSIS is going to be performing parallel execution. Yeah. Keep that point in mind. So that is what a control flow is going to be doing. And the control flow has a lot of other things also. It has tasks. It also has a container. What is a container? We'll discuss. And it will have a precedence constraint as well. Now we know that control flow contains a lot of tasks. It also contains what is called as a container. You have some activity here. The activity is called as a container. Okay, so this we'll discuss later. So control flow will have a tasks and the containers. Some container you may have BBB container. What is the container? What it is going to be doing, that we'll discuss later. So this is also, you can have some container called BBB, some CCC, some kind of a containers you can have. Plus it is going to be having precedence constraint. What is the meaning of this? Let me go here. So let me drag and drop. So I have dragged and dropped a lot of things here, and these are the tasks. And I wanted to have a containers. This is a for loop container, and I have a for each loop container. A lot of things are available here. Now I would like to connect one by one, something like this. I can run parallelly, but I would like to create like this. If I create like this is the arrow mark is called as a precedence constraint. Okay. After completion of this, you need to start this. Okay. And after completion of this, you need to start this. You can give some kind of if and else. If something is true, you do this, else you do this. So that is a precedence constraint you can do. If something is true, you can execute this. If something is false, you do this. If that is what I would like to give. Now in the arrow mark, when you double click on this, so you have lot of expressions you can write. So you can just go there. What is that you can write? That expression you can write it here. If something is true, if A is greater than B, A is some value, you have a 10. If the A is greater than B, then you do this activity here. It is not going to work now because we need to write proper expressions. Okay. So these kind of expressions, if and else clauses, we can implement very easily. If something is true, execute. If something is false, you don't execute it. So something like this we can have. So when you take this arrow mark and double click on this, this is what is called a precedence constraint. What is precedence constraint? Is arrow mark. If something is successful, this is going to be executing. Now people may tell you, if it is failing also, I would like to execute. How do you configure that? If it is successful, this will get executed, but it is failing, but even then I would like to execute. So if that is the case, you put like this and go, you say, even though it is a failure, even though it is a failure, you would still go and execute this. Okay, so that is this. But one more condition I can have, even though I don't know whether it is a success or a failure. It may be success, then it should execute. If it is a failure, also it should get executed. If that is the case, you go, you put it to completion. Completion could be either it is successful or failure. I don't know. Irrespective of anything, it should be able to execute. Okay, by default, if you don't write anything, if something is successful, then it will start. Otherwise, if something is false here, the SSIS is going to be stopping. There are a lot of things that you should be able to have it here. You can write a lot of expressions. You can go in for expression and write your own expression here. You can write a constraint, success, failure, completion. So whatever you wanted to do, everything can be done within this. That is what is the precedence constraint. You have a task, you have containers, and you have arrows in between, right? So the arrow will have a lot of expression. That is what is called precedence constraints. If something is true, you do this. If something is false, you do this. If something is success, you do this. If something is do like this, a lot of varieties of activities that you should be able to do. But all these things we will not be able to do it here. You can also achieve in the C language. If something is true, you will write a code like this. If A is greater than B, you will say print this. So this kind of things you can achieve in the C language as well. The same thing you're going to be writing in the SSIS. Clear? So that's what you need to understand. So what does a control flow contain? Tasks, containers, and those arrows. And within the arrows, you can attach a lot of expressions. Clear? Now, what is a data flow? Data flow is a task. Contains sources, destinations, and transformation. It performs ETL operation. It is part of the control flow. It is not mandatory. Data flow is not mandatory because it is a task, right? What is mandatory? Mother is mandatory. Washing machine is not mandatory. Cooking is not mandatory. Nothing is mandatory. Only one thing is mandatory, that is control flow. Okay, so you can have data flow. You can have this is a task and this is a task. This arrow mark is called as a precedence or precedence constraint. So here you can write a lot of other programming expressions. Am I clear? So this is what you need to understand. So let me conclude this. Now in C language, and let us also compare with SSIS. Okay, so what are the similarities and this one? In C language, we write a program. C program we are going to be writing with the help of C language. But here we don't write a program, we create a package. So that is the first difference. We always say package, not the program. We can say package number one. In C language, we'll say program number one. C language, C program, .NET program, Java program. We will say programs because those are languages. Okay. SSIS, Informatica, all these people are going to be calling as a package. Now here we are going to be having a main. So here we don't have a main, we have a control flow. Okay, you can write many programs. We can also have many packages. If you need one more package, right click on this, say new package. You got the new package. Now you right click on this and rename. If you wanted to rename it to so 01 demo dot ssis dot .dsx, and this is a demo number 2, like something like this. You can rename it. Okay, 02 demo, like that. We should be able to give like this. And if you wanted to sort by name, you should be able to sort the data by name. So like that, one C language can have a lot of programs. One SSIS project can have a lot of packages. You have a main here, we have a control flow. You can perform a lot of tasks here, and here also we're going to be performing a lot of tasks. That's it, nothing else. So in SSIS, we create a package. Here we're going to be having a program. Now the important interview question is that What is the difference between a control flow and a data flow? Control flow is controller, and control flow will have a lot of tasks and containers and precedence constraint. Data flow is a task. When you go to the data flow, you're going to be getting a lot of sources, destinations, and transformations. Okay, the toolbox is going to change. If you go to the control flow, you are getting task, and container. So control flow will have tasks and containers. When you go to the data flow will have sources, destinations, and transformations. Data flow is going to be performing ETL operations. Clear? Control flow is compulsory, mandatory. Data flow is not mandatory. Clear? So that is what you have to take from today's class. Clear, guys? And this is what you need to understand. Control flow is the mother and where you should be able to perform a lot of activities. Am I clear? So this is a compulsory interview question. What is the difference between control flow and data flow? Control flow is the controller of SSIS package, which is similar to main in C language. So it contains tasks and containers and precedence constraint, whereas data flow is a task which is part of the control flow. Data flow is not compulsory, control flow is compulsory. Data flow will have sources, destinations, and transformations. Data flow is going to be doing ETL operations for you. So if you tell these points, more than enough for them to understand. Am I clear? Any questions? Tomorrow we'll continue further. Tomorrow, Saturday, we don't have class. So Monday, that is Sunday night, we're going to be connecting with you guys. Thank you.
Sir,
Make sure. Yeah, tell me.
Will a package contain more than one control flows?
That may not be true, right? Only one mother. So you'll not more than one control flow.
Okay.
Yeah. One control flow only. Yeah. Per package. Per program, only one main. So any C language also, only one main will be there. Only one mother per family. Something like this you can understand. Yeah. Any other things?
Bhaskar,
Yeah.
as she says the control flow, but the data flow, we can have more than one data flows, right? In one control flow, if it is
Yeah,
one
that's what
package.
that's what I
Right.
told you, right? Data flows are many, 0 to many.
Okay.
Data
And
flows are 0 to
sure. And the precedence constraint, is it another name called pipeline or something?
yeah, whatever you, yeah, pipeline, precedence constraint, arrows, whatever you would like to say. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, those are pipelines, right? Yeah, the arrows are called as the pipelines, precedence constraints, however you wanted to call. Anything else?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys.